37. We are inside legendary Lambeau Field here in Green Bay. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Los Angeles Chargers and the Green Bay Packers. The holiday season is upon us. We've got the gift of the NFL as we're underway here in Week 16. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Now a play fake here on first down. And caught right side, Green. And he's got this almost to the 40 before going out. First down yardage on the first play of the drive, 14 yards.
I got a kick out of that one, partner. You and I talk often about trying to hide receivers in certain situations, but a guy of his size can't really hide him. But the tight end drag route, definitely an effective way to sneak him across the formation for an easy completion and a first down.
And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. 23 yards on the pickup there and a first. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. They go play action here on first down. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. It's Nick Perry with a pick. And they finally put it into this return, but not before he's all the way down to the 37. He was trying to get that one to Allen that time. Last week, somehow they won. He threw all those picks, but they still won. Here, opening drive, unfortunately, he picked up where he left off.
Partner, you get a lot of extra patience when you find a way to win despite you making mistakes. But starting out again this game, that patience is going to wear thin really quick. And I think the guys on the defensive side of the ball will be the first ones to let him know that's got to stop.
They'll run with a backup. This is Williams. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
Throwing is Rodgers. And Daniels has it over the middle. And he'll be brought down at the 27-yard line. They get 5 out of that one, and it moves the chains. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
Now a first down carry. It's Williams. And that one blown up quickly, as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. He'll wind up losing a yard on the play, and it'll be 2nd and 11.
Oh, yeah! Jumbo!
To throw is Rodgers. That is caught inside the 5. And he gets it all the way down inside the 10 and mark him at the 5. 23 yards on the play. A first red zone opportunity now for the Packers. They've got it 1st and goal at the 6. Here's Rodgers. Buying time, feeling the pressure here and taken down. A sack back at the 7. Melvin Ingram in there to get him, and that's sack number 6 for him on the year. Now from the 7, here's 2nd and goal.
Inside.
Rodgers. Over the middle, and it's incomplete.
I'm going to need some help with this one. How did he miss him? Wide open in the end zone. He's not hurried. He's not hit. And somehow, incomplete?
Yeah.
What happened?
During film study, that's one where he's just going to shake his head, not be able to believe it.
6 points go by the wayside on that one.
They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on 2nd down. Rodgers going to throw. Being chased out left. Diving for the end zone, and the ball's knocked out. And picked up by the Chargers. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
When I see a play like that, I come back to risk-reward. I don't know about you, but is it worth it at that point, whatever you're going to pick up, to either take the hit, and in this case, lose the football?
So, should have gone down. I mean, hindsight's always 20/20, but that's the safe play.
You're exactly right. Hindsight's really never wrong, is it? Because you can analyze it, but I think ultimately you got to look at it as a first option, taking care of the ball, getting what you can, and that's it. Don't worry about any more.
6 yards on the pickup, and that'll make it a 2nd down. From the 26, they'll line up on 2nd and 4.
Buffalo Wall.
Play fake to Gordon. Now Rivers. Across the formation, he's got a man. That's Allen. That one goes for 24 yards. A nice little completion there by Phillip Rivers. And you and I were reading the article yesterday, 5th grade. Rivers had to do a project where he had to make a poster about his dreams and aspirations. So he clipped out a football player from a magazine article and pasted his face on the helmet. That's what he wanted to be, and it turned out okay.
Not so bad at all. Remember, he's the son of a coach. And on that play, I think he made the old coach proud with that completion.
And he will go out right near the 35-yard line. Another nice gain, 16 yards there, and a 1st down again. Rivers now, after the pick on the last drive, 3 for 3 to start this drive. It's 1st and 10. They go play action. Rivers under pressure, and he'll go down. They'll sack him on what ought to be the final play of this 1st quarter. But they face a 2nd and long to start things out.
Sack, baby. Sack. Keep it skinny. Room. Pull down. Hey, I want to go load it. Load it. Hey, go orange 5-4. Keep it skinny. 12.
To throw is Rivers. On the right side, caught by Green. And he'll go down here at the 35-yard line. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
On 3rd down, Rivers. He's airing it out for Williams. And incomplete. He can't hang on. Would have been a nice catch. Instead, it brings up a 4th down. Seems like this defense, especially the secondary, has really been contesting about every throw in this 1st half.
Remind me of a good half-court defensive basketball team. Every time a pass is thrown, they're right there in good defensive position, able to affect the play.
These kickers now, it's like we take them for granted. Kicks like that used to be such a big deal, and now you just expect them to make it.
Yeah, you're exactly right, and we shouldn't take them for granted, but I have a theory about it. You want to hear it?
Yep.
They are more athletic now than ever before. Talk about kickers. Trace their backgrounds, trace their histories. You'll find that they were big-time athletes all along, but their kicking was so prevalent that we made them specialists.
Well, and now those 50-plus yarders seem easy for some reason. Rodgers will break the huddle and bring the pack up 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. Now it's Rodgers. The left side throw complete to Adams. And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49. That one goes for 24 yards. So one play, and they're already just shy of midfield. Rodgers gives this to Jamal Williams. And he's going to get across midfield and into Charger territory. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up second down.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable second down. A very solid gain on that play.
Hey, check 26.
Now a play fake. Rodgers. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete. Devontae Adams, the intended receiver. Third down here.
But one thing that I've liked defensively is that they've shown him a lot of different looks here in the first half. They've come after him. They've sat back. I think that's what you need to do to keep an offense guessing.
And they certainly have kept them on their toes. That's why they haven't had much success on the scoreboard. So after the second down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6. Working from the gun, Rodgers. Man open, that's Marquez Valdez-Scantling. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. That goes for a gain of 31.
The goal for any offense versus his own defense, find the holes where guys are available and put...
And the Chargers rush is going to get there. Down he goes.
I know there'll be a little bit of criticism there because they went right back to the air after the huge pickup and end up getting sacked. That's often a play that you make. You feel like you've got momentum on your side.
Unfortunately, the O-line failed to hold up to try to keep that momentum going. So now 20 yards to go on second down after the sack. Work to be done.
Double dog, that's the way. Check. Over.
From the gun, it's Rodgers. Over the middle and into the hands of his receiver Moore. And he's able to get it to the edge of the red zone at the 20-yard line. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a 3rd down. And with a 3rd and 14, we have 6 defensive backs out there now defensively.
Zoom.
Shotgun now for Rodgers. He's got Adams on the hookup. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. Those are the kinds of plays right there that show you why he's the number 3 man in the NFL in terms of receiving yards.
Also tells you there's a full combination of what he's got going in his game. You name it, from route running to catching the football. That's why he's able to produce those types of numbers.
They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway.
Hey. We got three. Hey, check 26. Hey, turn it up.
To throw, it's Rodgers. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off with great anticipation. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. A minute 57 to go in this first half. We're back to Lambeau following these words.
Set, ground 80.
Following the interception here, Rivers. Whipping one into Allen, that's complete. And this one will go to the 28-yard line. A good pickup there, 8 yards on the first down completion.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary target. He's so good at that, isn't he?
I think he knew right away that he wasn't going to get to his primary guy. I think he read that as soon as he got to the line of scrimmage, knew where the pressure was going to come from, and said, I know how to beat that, and that's what he did.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. After the incompletion, here now, 3rd and 2.
Hey, we got four. Got four down. Watch 17.
From the gun, Rivers. He's got the first down and more past the 40. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. A good pickup there of 20 yards.
Pardon me, this is one of the best routes anyone can have in their offensive playbook. Tough to defend because you think it's a go route, and then he breaks it back on the comeback. But there's one other thing you need as well.
A well-thrown ball.
Exactly right. You have a guy who has some precision in throwing the football because of the timing of the route.
Caught left side, Williams. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense, as they'll get a chance to talk it over after picking up the first down. Rivers now 8 of 11 in this first half. He's got it 1st and 10. Rivers now to throw on first down. Packer pressure, and down he goes. Nick Perry. He's the one to get him, and that's sack number 7 for him on the year. Now a second down throw for Rivers. And the pressure gets to him again. Nick Perry in there to get him, and that's sack number 8 for him on the year. And now a timeout coming from the defensive side for the Packers, as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in half number 1. So it's 3rd and long for the Chargers, and Rivers after the sack. Rivers. And he fires one, but incomplete.
And based on my math, they've only converted one time thus far in this game, so you can see the frustration starting to come out a little bit. 3rd downs, they've been a problem for them all game. They've got to start becoming solutions.
On now, Kaiser, the punter, sending it away. And Green Bay getting ready to go as they take the field. And what do you think goes on here in this situation? If you got the football, you're trailing, you're back in your own territory with just a little time. Do you try something?
You're thinking about jump-starting your team, right? You just mentioned it. They're down. They're trying to get back into the game. But you've got to figure, if something goes wrong, you may have put yourself in a spot where you may not be able to come back in the second half. Managing risk, this is a big decision here.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. Over the middle, that's caught by Adams. Breaks the tackle. He's got room to run. He's at the 50. A big play there just before halftime. 53 yards.
As we continue to advance in the NFL, as people continue to scout players, they really don't care as much about body types as they care about those guys who can make people miss, run through tackles, and gain all that additional run after catch. Anybody who has that ability, they want them on their team.
It's caught outright by Graham. And he'll get it down on the play to the 37. And before this second down play, we'll get a whistle, a signal, and a timeout, as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go here in the first half. 4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6.
319! 319! Hey, check 26! 319!
Shotgun now for Rodgers. Drops it to Jones in the flat. And he'll work it inside the 30 to the 29-yard line. It's an 8-yard pickup and leads to a new set of downs.
319!
And now the clock will stop as he's able to get up and spike it here. Now the man from UTEP, this is Aaron Jones. And he'll fall forward to the 29-yard line. And we're going to get a timeout with 2 seconds remaining in the second quarter. So with 2 ticks left here in the half, on is the field goal unit. And now they'll take a timeout defensively. After the second down play, they burn the timeout, making them sweat out the final few ticks here in the second quarter. So with 2 ticks left here in the half, on is the field goal unit. This one from 46 yards out. And Crosby puts it through. So we've reached half. And just like that, on we head to half number 2. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. So we're right back where we started, all even as the kick's away.
And that drives coaches insane, doesn't it? When they see that happen, it just doesn't feel right, does it? Plus, you're giving up yardage.
Rodgers will bring the pack up with a 1st and 10 at the 40. Play action. Now it's Rodgers. Caught on the right side by Adams. He got 29 yards that time.
It's a game of matchups, and that's why you take your receivers and move them around a bunch, especially your best guys. And when they work out of the slot, you often hear the coaches talk about how great it is because it gives you a two-way go. You can break out or you can break in, and it's hard to defend.
Here's Rodgers to throw. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete. He was looking for Daniels that time. That'll bring up 2nd down. A pretty good coverage there, and both of these defenses, they've had good coverage throughout this one.
No doubt about it, and in today's NFL, where we're used to a bit more scoring, this feels almost like a well-pitched game in baseball on both sides, where the tension continues to build. Who's going to make the big play?
Another throw on 2nd down, and this one incomplete as well.
I know our vantage point might be a little bit better way up here, but that looked like an ill-advised throw to me. I didn't see anything open, and this play just didn't look right from the beginning.
It did not. I thought he might get outside and just chuck it away. Dangerous pass, incomplete. Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
Check. 4 down. 58 to the mic. 58 to the mic. Here we go. Let's bring it.
The pressure drops off as they'll look to throw. And he's going to go down. They get to him back at the 40. Melvin Ingram. He's the one to get him, and that's sack number 7 for him on the year. Here's J.K. Scott now, as he should be able to pin him back deep here with his first punt. Now we'll look at the Chargers offense. They get ready for their first possession of the 2nd half. These guys had to punt last time. It has not been a very fruitful game offensively thus far. They haven't even made a trip to the red zone.
And I know that everyone's going crazy on that sideline because that drives you berserk to come off the field, not really move the ball well. As you said, not even get to the red zone, let alone, not even put points on the board. They've got to just take a deep breath, relax, try and figure out what is working, and call more of that.
Throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete. Rivers incomplete on 1st down. Here's 2nd and 10. Rivers going to turn and give this one to his running back, Gordon. And once again, not much running room, if any at all. Treston Decoud in on the stop. And he had a nice play there from his free safety position to hold him to nothing.
And, Brandon, remember when the free safety was always back away from the line of scrimmage?
That's changed.
That changed in a big way. The way we see it now, they're almost mirrored.
And now he's taken down. And Rivers in the end zone. Down to the ground he goes. That results in a safety and 2 points. And, Charles, at some point, you can't keep worrying about big play. Can this be perfect? You just have to get the ball out of the end zone.
And in the offensive huddle, that was discussed when they called the play. Just get out of the end zone. But you know what's interesting? A lot of the times in the defensive huddle, they actually call a set and then say at the end of it, get a safety. So it's preached, it's coached, it's thought about.
And Green Bay getting ready to go as they take the field. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
Rodgers going to throw. And Daniels has it over the middle. And he'll get it up near the 35, right at the 34 here. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion.
Seeing that play and understanding just how tough it is to cover tight ends, especially the ones running around the NFL nowadays, makes me glad I didn't make it in that league. I would have had a really difficult time.
But now you get to sit up here with me.
Yeah, that's fun, isn't it? And what a really nice game right there on first down for them. Brings up a nice second down for them.
Now, meanwhile, here's a second down throw that's knocked away and incomplete.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield, and as it turned out, couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It was way too tight, unable to find anyone open.
The Packers on third down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This time they face a 3rd and 2. Rodgers now to throw. Oh, incomplete. Nearly the pick they needed. They would have loved one there, but at least it does get them to 4th down.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? Zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
So out come the Chargers. And the last time they had the football, they surrendered 2 points on the safety. They don't want to do that one again.
No, not at all. It's almost like a bases clearing double, isn't it? Give up a couple of runs.
Sure.
just messes things up for you offensively. But now they've got to go ahead, take it, set it aside, and move forward.
And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. It'll be a loss of a yard, and that'll bring up a 2nd and 11. After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. They keep it on the ground. Again, Gordon. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. That's good for 21 yards and a first down.
At this stage of the game, the run-pass numbers are a little bit out of whack because most of their yardage has come through the air. But in a sense, that just sets things up for big runs like that because the defense might be a little bit off balance. They pick up another first down with that run.
Hey, Delta!
First down, Rivers. Now a hit, and Rivers lost the football. But a Chargers player was able to fall on it, and they'll keep possession.
On plays like this, when the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back. Because this is a quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
They'll try to throw here. Rivers. And a flag comes in as that one falls incomplete. Well, let's see who this is on. Trying to defend the out route there. Got the PI call.
And you know what's difficult about that one is sometimes you want to make the undercut move and go for the football, and other times just want to hang on the upfield shoulder and make the tackle. I think he got caught in between and created a foul.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10.
Ready.
They go play action here on first down. Going underneath for Gordon. And he gets it down to the 32. Give him 2 yards on that play, and it'll be a 2nd down.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you just swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
Rivers now on second down. Throwing over the middle, but it's incomplete. He was looking for his tight end, Hunter Henry, and it's third down. Trying to get their tight end involved finally. That's the first time that they've looked his way. He's kind of been a forgotten man in this offensive scheme.
Yeah, didn't look his way at all in the first half, and I'll bet you the offense coordinator made a note at the half and said, let's get him involved because he could be a big-time playmaker for us.
On third down, Rivers. And I think that one might have been intercepted, but he will be ruled out of bounds. So this will go only as incomplete. Green Bay up to the task there in coverage and forcing a fourth down. And Sturgis able to knock it through. And with that, they move ahead by a point here in this third quarter. So that's a 7-play drive that ultimately stalls out there at the end.
And things were a little leaky in the beginning on that drive, weren't they? But how about the front seven? As they got closer to the goal line, things stiffened a little bit, forced the field goal.
Now it's Sturgis converted on the field goal. Now he'll send this one away on the kickoff. And Green Bay getting ready to go as they take the field. They punted last time they had it. What steps, Charles, you think they have to take to make sure they don't do that again?
Well, let's just go to the football 101, the trite expression 101. Win first down. Make 5, 6, 7 yards on first down and make it a 2nd and 3, 2nd and manageable. Keep accumulating first downs that way. Keep moving the football. You don't want to get behind the sticks because then the defense has the advantage.
Rodgers will break the huddle and bring the pack up 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. Now Rodgers. A dump underneath to Jones. And he'll get it up to the 33-yard line. They'll give him 8 on the play, and it'll make it a 2nd down.
Well, it's tough to be a defender in today's NFL because there's so many things to account for in today's passing game, including the back sneaking out of the backfield. Not quite as bad as a turkey bowl where you have that center-eligible stuff.
Here's a 2nd and 2 now from the 33. Now Rodgers throwing on 2nd down. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Daniels. And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. At 5 yards on the play there, the drive will continue. Rodgers now a perfect 8 for 8 to start the second half. Not bad. 1st and 10. On play action. Now Rodgers. It's caught right side by Daniels. And he'll get up to the 43-yard line. 5 yards on the catch there brings up 2nd down. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
Second and 5 after the 5-yard completion on 1st down. Rodgers to throw once more. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And he'll be brought down at the 48-yard line. It's a 9-yard gain, and it keeps the drive moving.
Well, that was a pretty favorable situation there. What would you call that? 2nd and manageable? Smart play, too. Didn't force it downfield when he didn't have it. Just checked it down, let him get the 1st down, and that's exactly what he did.
Rodgers will bring him up to the line, 1st and 10. And he's 4 for 4 now, throwing the ball to start the drive.
Hey. 319.
And again, it's Rodgers. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. And he'll go down shy of the 40 at the 41. Give him 7 on the play, and it's a 2nd down. Again, they'll throw with Rodgers. Flush to his right. And he'll get it inside the 40 to the 39. It's just a gain of a couple there on the scramble, and now it's 3rd down. Here we go, 3rd and 1. Gut check time on both sides. Now a play fake. Rodgers. And he finds Daniels. And he's going to have the 1st down at about the 38. He needed a yard. That's what he got. And it's going to earn him a new set of downs. Time for a break. We'll come back for the electrifying conclusion after this. Rodgers will bring him up to the line, 1st and 10. And he's hit on all 6 of his throws on this drive. They'll hand it off now. Williams. And he'll take this one down to the 36. And now right out of the 2-minute break, we'll get a timeout used defensively with 1:56 to go. They'll look to throw. Wide open receiver complete. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or 2 shy of the 10. That one goes for 24 yards. Some good games going on in the early window. This might be the best of the bunch.
Hey. You got three. 3 down.
And with a play clock about to expire, Mike McCarthy's going to take a timeout, as he'll get a chance to talk it over after picking up the 1st down.
Hurry up.
Now a handoff. Here's Williams. And they'll lose yardage here. They go backwards to the 13-yard line. And now the Chargers are going to signal for another timeout. That'll leave them with just one remaining in this fourth quarter of play. Maybe just a slight detour on what's been a strong drive. Here's 2nd and 11. Back to the ground, this time with Jones. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. Chargers going to use their 3rd and final timeout. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. Back-to-back running plays, putting them in negative territory. What can they do coming up on 3rd and 15? Again, it's Jones. And, he's going to be brought down by the face mask. Here come the flags. This is going to get him a first down. Well, when you're leading in the fourth quarter, that's not the penalty you want.
Not at all, and now your discipline comes into question. Having poise this stage of the game, you can't have those kind of plays.
So now then, the penalty's got him set up with a 1st and goal. On the sneak, Rodgers. 2 yards the gain on the keeper, and it's 2nd down.
But they picked up a little bit of yardage there, and now, in this situation, should be in no hurry to run a play really fast. Let the clock wind down.
And with a play clock about to expire, Mike McCarthy's going to take a timeout, as it'll come with 15 seconds to play in the ball game. They'll try again here from the 7 on 2nd and goal. Rodgers with a keeper. And they'll get him down here at about the 5-yard line. The sneak good for 2, but it's still going to set up a 3rd down.
Sometimes play calls boil down to philosophy. You know you're facing one of the top 10 units against the run in the NFL. So do you decide to keep smashing against them, or do you decide to throw the ball here?
So the game here hangs on the right foot of Mason Crosby. He made his only attempt earlier. This for the win. And the 12-year veteran knocks it right through. And it's celebration time on that sideline as they have taken the lead in the final seconds. He hasn't missed a kick all year. Why would he start now?
That's a great question, isn't it? Well, maybe because that was the most nerve-wracking kick he had to attempt all year. But he knocked it through just like it was an easy chip shot.